What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of A Song, a Word, and a Prayer. So, I just started today's video, obviously, and I've been kind of sitting down and trying to figure out what am I going to say on today's episode? What am I going to say to my listeners? And I've been scanning through my little notebook that you guys are. I don't know, where is it? I had it right here. I've been scanning through my little notebook to kind of go through some of the scriptures that I've shared in the past and some of the messages that I've shared with you guys. And, God was just reminding me of some of the words that He has given me in the last couple of months since I've started this segment or this series or my page or whatever it is, this journey pretty much. And then I was reminded of this song that we sing in Jamaica that really spoke volumes to me and reminded me of a lot of things that God wanted me to know. So while He didn't give me a word way ahead of time, literally when I sat down and I was like, I don't know exactly what God is going to have me to say today, but I'm going to get ready as I always do to do my recording, and I'll just follow His lead, and wherever He leads me, that's where I'll go. Literally, I'm kind of winging it right now, guys. The only thing I've gotten so far is this song. And so I'm going to sing this song for you guys and we'll go from there. So there's this song in Jamaica that we sing called Remind Me, Dear Lord. And it says, the things that I have and hold dear to my heart, they're just borrowed, they're not mine at all. But Jesus, only let me use them to brighten my life. So remind me, dear Lord. And the second verse goes, nothing good have I done to deserve God's own Son. I'm not worthy of the nail scars in His hand. But yet He chose the road to Calvary to die in my stead. Why He loves me, I can't understand. Oh, roll back the curtains of memories now and then, please to show me where you brought me from and where I could have been. Remember, I am human, and human forget. So remind me, dear Lord. Wow. The lyrics of that song speaks volumes. Remind me, Lord. Remind me. I'm only human, and I forget sometimes where you've brought me from and where I could have been today. Remind me, Lord. The first verse of this song says, the things that I love and hold dear to my heart, they're just borrowed. And when I hear that, what it says to me is my life is borrowed, my gifts are borrowed. The mere family, the very family that I have surrounding me, that brings joy to my life, that gives me love, that gives me comfort, that gives me encouragement. These are all things that are borrowed from God. He has placed every single individual who is in my life currently for a purpose. He has put me in the place that I am at geographically, the location that I'm at, for a purpose. And all these things that I'm surrounded by, the things that I use to make my daily life easier, whether it's driving, the food I eat, the clothes I wear, my voice, my singing voice, my mind, the ideas that come to my mind daily, the dreams I have, the goals I've been able to set for myself, everything that I've achieved are things that I believe are borrowed. These aren't things that I have acquired of my own. The creator, God. And some people might say, oh, you're so stupid. You worked hard for everything you have. You've been toiling. You went to school and you studied, and everything that you have is because you've worked hard for it. Yes, I've worked hard for a lot of the things that I have. But one thing I will never make a mistake and say is that I have them because of me, or I have achieved everything I have achieved. I have everyone who's surrounding me. I have the job I have just the mere material things, the peace I have, the joy I have, the mindset I have. Everything about me is borrowed. It's all been given to me by God, my creator, in order to bring joy to my life, to make my life here on this earth just a little bit easier. And even more so, it's been given to me so that I can bring joy to others. Last week we discussed, wow, I'm really winging it. Last week we discussed in our segment the fact that as lights, as beacons of Christ, as vessels of Christ, that we are not here on this earth just for ourselves, and that we've not received salvation and pardon and love and the freedom to worship, the freedom to have joy, to have peace. It's not only for us. It should be used to help other individuals. And I believe that everything in our life that God has given us, the very place that we're at now in our lives, I know that some people might be listening to me and they're like, this hellhole that I'm in currently, you're saying that it's for a purpose and there's something good that's gonna come out of it. And some people might be saying, all my life I've been struggling, I haven't had what I've needed to be comfortable or to live a happy life, quote unquote. And you might look at your situation and the means that you have about you, and you might say, I don't even know what she's talking about, because if this is what God is going to lend to me, I want to give it back to him. But honestly, I want to say to you, you may not be able to see it right now. You may not be able to understand where you're at right now and why you're there and the purpose of you being there. But many others have been in your situation. Many others have walked the road that you are currently walking. And it comes back to my point that as children of God, as individuals who have passed through circumstances, who have passed through tribulations, who've passed through struggles, our being, our purpose here is to share how we made it through and share how God brought us through those situations, to encourage another individual who might be in that dark place right now. I have been through a lot of things in my life, although I'm just 30, and some people might say, live life yet or whatever. I believe that a lot of the struggles that I've gone through in the past are things that I can share with other individuals who are younger than I am, and can possibly help them to go through it themselves. Because what's funny to me, a lot of the things that my parents told me that I would go through, or that they went through and they wanted to spare me from going through, is the very same things that I came up on. Like from generation to generation, the same trials, the same tests, whether it is difficulties with finding your identity, with making ends meet, whether it is having family issues, whether it is as a Christian you struggled with sexual immorality or gossiping, or you found yourself in the wrong relationships, or maybe you've been struggling with people treating you a certain way, and having we always say that a lot of times church folks hurt a lot of people by the things that they do or say. There's so many other people who have been through this before and who have made it through and who have came out victorious. And the song says, roll back the curtains of memories now and then. I think a lot of us need to be reminded of where we're coming from so that we can be a little bit more humble in where we're at right now. Because the situations that God brought us out of, if anybody was supposed to know about those things that we used to do and the places we used to be, Oh my God. Would we be able to act like we're all that and a bag of chips right now? Would we be able to act like we're all high and mighty? I don't think so. I think if somebody was able to go back in our past and see some of the things that we've done that we're so ashamed of, things that we've said, encounters that we've had that we're ashamed of, we wouldn't be so barefaced now to act like we are perfect or we are high and mighty and above everybody else. So I want to say, see, I'm really winging it today, guys. Really winging it. As God reminds me of that song, and He's brought me down this path of discussion, talking about how, as individuals, our journey, our paths, the things that we've been through, the things that God has brought us through, and the place where He has us now, we have to understand that it's God's mercies and grace that brought us from that situation. And when we see a fellow individual, Christian, or a friend, family going through the same thing, don't don't be so hard on them. Share your experience, share your triumph, and be honest, man. Be transparent. You know, sometimes we act like we just haven't been through anything. Listen, people look at me and think that I've always had life easy. My dad was a minister, my mom worked in the health field, and I didn't necessarily grow up in a situation where I didn't have my basic needs. But listen, I came to America and one of my first jobs was as a housekeeper, right? And that involved cleaning people toilet. Yeah, me do that. You understand? And not only was I a housekeeper at one point, I also worked on a farm. I left Jamaica with a bachelor's degree in accounting, and I came to America with a goal in mind. And I worked on a farm for probably about 2 years. I cooked, I plant lettuce and arugula. My Jamaican friends who used to work along with me on that farm used to laugh and say I'm picking arugula. Come foreign, come pick arugula or pick lettuce or whatever. But listen, you see that entire process that God brought me through and where I'm at right now, all that hard work that I had to do, I had to kneel down and plan things. And I learned so much from that experience. I have grown so much. And it's that very same situation that allowed me to propel to where I'm at right now. And I'll tell you guys that story another time, but I can't really go too deep into it because I've been talking for a while now. But when I sit down sometimes and God really reminds me of where I'm coming from, it really humbles me, and I'm not saying that I have arrived or anything like that, but I can say that I have progressed from where I was previously to where I'm at now. But I'm saying all this to say that if you are an individual who you've been through many things, or you're currently going through it, you're currently in that season where you're having hardship or struggle, or you're that person who have been through it and you've passed through and you can look back and say, wow. Sometimes you just have to sit down and reflect on some of the things that you've been through in life, and really compare it to where you are now. And thank God and give God glory. And sometimes we have to ask God to remind us too of some of the things that He's brought us through, so that the current trial or situation that we're currently facing now, we can face it with even a more positive outlook, because we remember how we were in an even worse situation before, right? So anyways, I've been talking a while now. This is really winging it. But my encouragement to you is to just remember where you're coming from, and also share your experience with other individuals of the things that you've gone through in your past, so that you can help them to go through what they're going through. I really pray that today that every single individual watching this video will be reminded of the goodness of God and how His mercies, His grace, and His compassion brought them through many trials. And as they remember, as they realize that the things that they have in this world, at the place that they're at right now, they're all borrowed from God. And if it wasn't for His goodness and His grace, we would not be where we are right now. Help us to share our wealth, to share our knowledge, our wealth of wisdom, our wealth of knowledge, whatever it is that we've gone through, experiences. And not only that, but to share our monetary wealth with individuals who might be in the situation that we are in, that we were in the past, and kind of share with them how we got through, how we coped, how we trust God, how we leaned on God during that time, and how it has made us stronger. I pray every individual will be inspired, encouraged, and reminded of what they've been through and where they are now, and that they will look up and thank God for what He's done for them. In Jesus' name, amen. Wow. Thank you guys so much for watching this what can I call it? It's kind of like a winging it, a song, a word, and a prayer. And I really spoke from the heart. And I hope it encouraged you. If you haven't subscribed to my page as yet, Breaking Bread with KT, be sure to click the subscribe button below. And also follow me on Facebook and on Instagram at ktmusic.inc. I love you guys so much. I really pray that God will continue to inspire you and encourage you and really show you where He wants to lead you in your life. Don't forget to do good to all the people you can in all the world. Stay blessed and see you guys next time.